Dear YouTube viewers and clients of Ben Franklin Tax Services, welcome to the Ben Franklin Tax YouTube channel. My name is Abu Tayyab Syed, and I have been practicing taxes for the last 14 years with Ben Franklin Tax Services. I'm also a licensed attorney in Texas. Any information provided in this video is for entertainment and informational purposes only. There is no offer of representation, and no client and attorney privilege is created by the disbursement of any information in this video. Hello. In this section of our video, we will discuss some questions many of my clients have asked recently at Ben Franklin Tax Services, and we will try our best to give you the best answer possible. Let's start with the first question we had. The first question one of my clients asked was, he or she is under H-1B visa, a working visa, non-immigrant visa, and can that person be eligible for the stimulus check if they have an SSN number? The answer is yes, as long he or she files a tax return for 2019 or 2018, and also he or she, if they're filing with their spouse, the spouse has also a SSN number. If the spouse has an ITIN number, individual tax identification number, ITIN, and they are not eligible, as I discussed in my first video, they will not, as a joint return filer, will not be eligible to get the stimulus check. There is a way around it, though. That person could file a 2019 return as a married filing separately, but as I have seen in my 14 years of experience, 99.9% of the time, married filing separately will get you a way worse tax return than possible if you file jointly. So, even if you file married filing separately and get the stimulus check, your stimulus check, what I want to say is, might be lower than the benefit that you would have gotten if you had filed together. So having said that, the other question was, if you have an SSN, will that qualify you even though you're H-1B non-immigrant worker? Based on the HR 748, the CARES Act, it under subtitle B and section 6428.2020, and don't worry, I will give you the link for all these so you can go look it up yourself. Under G, it talks about, G talks about that you have to have an SSN number. That's the first requirement. And in there, it states that you have to have an SSN number that is valid according to the section 24H7 of the US Code. So let's go to the 24/7, which is actually 26 US Code section 24. That's what is stated. But again, I will give you the link. There, under that category, it talks about child credit, where it states that you have to have Social Security number, and then it tells you to go look up the Social Security Act under section 205, small c, 2, capital B, I, and in there, when I go look, it states that Social Security is something that can be assigned to aliens under I, to aliens at the time of their lawful admission to the United States, either for permanent residence or under other authority of law, permitting them to engage in employment in the United States, and to other aliens at such time as the status is to be changed as to make it lawful for them to engage in such employment. So, based on that, all the legal jargon, the summary is, if you work here legally, you can get an SSN. you should be able to get the stimulus check. Again, this is not a legal advice, but if you want to double check the act and the law, it's right there in black and white. So let's talk about the next question. There has been another question that one of my clients asks about filing for unemployment. That person has a green card, I believe, and or H-1B too, but they just wanted to know whether they can file for unemployment. Unemployment is actually an insurance which your employer pays for when you work for them. It is an out-of-pocket expense by the employer themselves. They pay the state or the location where you work. So if you had worked, for example, let's say in Texas, you'll file for the unemployment in Texas. If you worked in Virginia, you'll file the unemployment in Virginia. So, but the question was, as I stated earlier, whether it is okay for them to file unemployment as a green card and will it affect their immigration status or when they file for citizenship. Again, this is not a legal response, but legal advice. But what we have found out from the website, USCIS website under public charge, again, I'll give you the link below in our YouTube video where you can check it. It doesn't include unemployment as one of the public charges that may disqualify you later on if you want to file for citizenship. It is not listed there. So then again, if you have any further question, you should contact your immigration lawyer. But based on that link, you should be able to file for unemployment without any consequences to your immigration status. The next question was, I made, as a husband-wife, $150,000 or more. Or if I'm single, I made more than $75,000. Or I have a dependent children and I file as a head of household and I have made more than 112,500, which is a threshold. These are all the threshold requirement to qualify. I mean, we have to below that to qualify to get the full stimulus check or the money. Okay, the answer is, it's possible. It depends though. How does it depend? The law, the HR 748 or the CARES Act states, yes, you can still get stimulus money, but the stimulus amount will be reduced by 5% of any income that is above those thresholds. So for every $100 that you are above, let's say the 150,000 mark for a joint couple, and let's say you're both eligible because you both have SSN, the credit will be reduced by 5%, so $5. So every $100 you earn more, it will reduce by $5, and it'll keep on reducing until it phases out completely. What I mean is that $5 increases up to $2,400, let's say, because you're a married couple. That would have been your credit. So basically, until the whole thing phases out, you are still eligible to get some money, a partial credit. How will you calculate this? It may be a very easy calculation for you, but I would recommend that you wait until IRS actually starts issuing these checks, which they stated that they should be doing it within a couple of weeks, but we're still waiting. So the best case scenario, let's say if they do send it within the next week or so, they should, within the 15 days, the Treasury Secretary or the U.S. Treasury should send you a letter explaining why you're getting the amount that you're getting with the calculation information. So just be patient, just wait for the information from the IRS, and they will give you the money. There was also another question that was asked by a senior citizen in my YouTube channel who asked whether they have to file a tax return if they do not have to file anything because they are only Social Security recipient or they're retirees. There has been a lot of confusion over that, folks. I mean, IRS a few days ago stated that yes, you have to file a simple return, but thank God they have backtracked from that notice. They have said, no, you don't have to do anything anymore. If you are a retiree, if you are getting Social Security, they will get your information from the Social Security Administration, and you should be eligible to get the aid check, the stimulus check. So do not need to file any tax return as of today. The next question that we have is about, when can I file my taxes now? Many of my clients are confused about this situation because too many things are happening too quickly. So let's give it a clarity today. You do not have to file your individual, your business, your S corporation, your corporation, your C corporation returns, or your partnership returns anytime soon. You have till July 15th to file all of them. On top of it, you are eligible also, you don't have to even pay any tax due that you have until July 15th without any penalty being accrued. Remember, the due date usually is April 15th or before, depending on if you have estimated taxes that you have to pay. But right now, what the government or the IRS has stated, that you have until July 15th to pay your taxes without any penalties or interest. And also you can file your tax return, whatever it is, you have till July 15th. But here's the catch though. If you think that even July 15th is not enough time for you to file your tax return because what is going on right now, you're too busy trying to take care of your family situation or your business situation, please file an extension, either a business or your personal extension. And that way you will have even a little bit more time to at least file your tax return. Up to October 15th if you are an individual filer, if you are a C Corp, or also if you are filing basically individual returns. But anybody who is filing S Corporation partnership returns, make sure you file the extension. And you remember, the extension date only takes you till September 15th, not beyond that. But you do not get any waiver for any penalties or interest if there's any tax due. On top of it, if you have state filings to do, like in Texas, we have Texas franchise taxes, make sure you get an extension for that too. If you have state filings needed to be done for your personal business returns, make sure you go check individual each of the state websites, state tax website, and see whether they are allowing an extension or not when you can file your taxes and pay your tax due. Another question many of my clients have asked is, I have already filed my tax return. I owed taxes to the IRS. What should I do now? Because I already set up a payment direct debit or scheduled a payment with IRS already. What should I do? Since the deadline has been moved to July 15th, you have the option to call the IRS e-file payment services line. The number is 1-888-353-4537, and you can inquire with them to cancel your payment. But you need to make sure that you have given them 7 and 10 days after you file your tax return to call them. And also, you cannot make a cancellation of the tax payment if the tax due date is only 2 days, like you're within 2 days of the due date that you had set when you filed your taxes. So that should not be an issue for most of the folks. So call them as soon as possible if you like to cancel your tax payment for now and just pay IRS later. One other provision of the delayed filing date by the IRS is that now you have also till July 15th to fund or deposit any money you wish to your traditional IRA account. If you are under 50, you can submit or deposit up to $6,000 if you're eligible for yourself, and another $6,000 for your spouse to reduce your tax liability. If you're over 50, the limit goes up to $7,000 for anyone who is over 50 years old. One last thing that I will actually talk about the CARES Act is anyone who wishes to make some donations or contributions to charity, they can do so up to $300 without itemizing in their next tax year's return. What I mean is, as you know, that due to the changes in law, the tax laws in the last 2 years, the standard deduction has been moved up to $24,000 or more for a married couple. So to do contribution deductions or to itemize your tax returns where you could have used the contributions are very limited now. That option is limited. So what the government has done to promote in this dire time so that you can be generous towards your fellow human being, you can give up to $300 in donations, and you can claim it above the line on the standard deduction with the standard deduction next year. So what I mean, for example, let's say next year the standard deduction is 24,400 or 800, whatever the number is due to inflation. You can add on top of it another $300 to reduce your taxable income. So if you are one of those big-hearted folks who want to donate, it's time to donate. You can do up to $300 to any charity. Make sure the charity is U.S. registered charity or nonprofit, because those are the ones that can be used as a deduction. Thank you for listening to our YouTube channel of Ben Franklin Tax Services. If you have liked what we had to say, please subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up, and we wish you the best. Stay safe, stay home, and good luck to you all. Thank you.